Under the Knife has been a piece that's been, I guess, around 6 or 7 years in the making, and it's kind of like gradually evolved and morphed itself into what we found now in these last 6 weeks of research together with the dancers. It started out originally something more just about how we perceive beauty as human beings, or how important is the kind of physical image in our society, and how does that change how we deal or react with people in certain situations. I don't want to say the piece is about cosmetic surgery, because it's not that. It's really not that. It's more a source of inspiration, and in order to go in different directions with that. It's also talking about our relationship with the self, like me as a conscious being, and the body. Is that something that's connected, or is it more like the body as a vessel to carry the self? This is why we're also using a lot throughout the piece the idea of mirrors, the physical object of the mirror, but also mirroring of movement. When I look at myself in the mirror, I feel like my reflection is not really me, and only when I really touch a part of my body that I can feel that sensation, then I know it's me. But when I just look at it, I really have this dissociation between what I feel and what this body image is projecting to other people, you know? I did a lot of research into the kind of psychology behind mirrors, and this relationship between the conscious and the unconscious.
From knowing Malcolm from previous years, I know that he always has like a really clear vision of what he wants and puts a lot of research and thought into it. So I knew in that way it was going to be similar, that he would be really specific in what he wanted. But it's been nice because like working with more improv and tasks and everything, it's put like a different element onto it of like being super specific, but also using more the way we move, instead of only being about one specific way of moving.
So, and some music pieces this year were more sounds. So I think it gives you as a dancer more opportunities to play around with the music.
I think the improvisation tasks were quite important to get to know each other. For myself, the improvisation was also important because it was new material and new work environment. You let yourself come up with ridiculous answers or conclusions to a task or an idea, and they're not ridiculous, and they're really important because then it gives you a chance to learn more about yourself. It's hard to say with the show exactly what was used and what wasn't in a substance way, because the ideas are transferred very clearly, but there's moments when it's not improv at all and it didn't come from improv, but the ideas are the same, and so there's still like a link, and it's you were practicing or thinking through an idea even if the physical product was completely different. So the connections are there.
This is a big theme, Under the Knife. I think you can go in a lot of directions, and maybe also during the process you can collect a lot of things together, and then maybe go a bit more for each dancer in like one direction.
Yes, I know Malcolm first as a colleague that we danced together, and then now I got to know him as a choreographer as well. And it's very interesting to see someone like a new creator or someone who is upcoming to start, develop and discover his own method. Of course, we all had our professional experience in different companies working with different choreographers, and sometimes you not necessarily like imitate, but you do take things from people like senior people from before and try to translate it into language from our generation, like you can see it from a really wide scale, but also really, like if I narrow it down, like I could also get to know more like how he thinks about things or how he approaches things. Like also, for instance, we did lots of improvisational tasks, and that's very interesting to see like how to translate emotion into movements, or like the other way around, like really lots of really delicate things. And for me, it's not just A plus B and then going to C. It's really complex. It's not only one direction. And it's just really enjoyable to see someone who like our age are all more or less similar, and to see that happening in front of me, and it's nice to be part of that.